name is Donna Fiesel, and I'm your host of Afternoon Drive Home on IC Radio. In the town of Geraldine, Alabama, we are your source for news and entertainment. Lots of entertainment, whether we mean to or not.
That's right.
But you can
Always
find
some entertainment.
always. You can find us on television, channel 182 on Charter Communications, as well as Abundant TV, which is found on Roku, Apple TV, and Amazon Fire. So we're from Geraldine, Alabama, with the world's best mayor, Mayor Chuck Abels. It's always so good to be with you.
It's always great to be here. And you mentioned Channel 182, and I saw Mike Carbon not long ago, and Harden, and he said, I just heard somebody say, "Well, there's Donna Fuzel's favorite mayor." I think we're in Lowe's or
I
something.
think you're worldwide now renowned. You are. So I don't know why you are a business out there and you're thinking of relocating, whether you're from, another part of the world or you're in the United States and you're looking for a place to open up another business, maybe have an extension. I think this would be a great place to have a headquarters.
Hey, I don't know why not. I mean, I, we've got great internet,
Mhm.
gigabit speed internet. Our utilities have low rates because most of them are through cooperatives, and our internet comes from Farmers Telecommunications Cooperative.
Mhm.
Just we were almost the first one in Alabama to have gigabit speed internet a few years ago, and they continue to improve and to expand. And I mean, they're going into other counties now. It was just a DeKalb County thing, and they got started actually in the mid 1950s. And they just do a great job, and uh, it's always on.
Mhm.
And I mean, it's fiber optic. It's all underground stuff that they
Don't have to worry about tornadoes or
right.
anything like that,
Yeah,
knocking any power
yeah.
down.
So it stays on and up, and if you do have any issues, just great people to work with. And
Local, right?
yeah,
So
right, right
you're
here in
not
DeKalb
calling
County. I
Japan or
mean,
anything like
right,
that. They're right here.
right. Uh, and people from right here that work there, and they have a lot of longtime employees, just great people there. But got a almost new wastewater treatment sewer plant here,
Mhm.
thanks to our U.S. Representative Robert Adderholt, that really was instrumental. I mean, we couldn't have done it without his help and the grant and everything that he provided for us a few years ago. And I don't even know now. I think probably 2016 we actually got the grant. Took about a year to complete the process, but and uh, it's actually in the process of expanding the area on that. We first did just the basic, the business part of town, with obviously any houses along the way, residential areas, went ahead and hooked up. But there's grants been applied for to expand that, and I'm sure it will be soon. That's a big deal
Mhm.
with the federal grants now is water treatment and that kind of thing, trying to provide that. And
Oh, especially your internet,
yeah, yeah,
But I'm actually, and think about this, okay, you have a headquarters somewhere else, but you would like to find some employees who can work remotely for you.
sure,
Think about it, people who live here in Geraldine, because I'm actually able to broadcast a television show,
yeah,
on the farm
yeah,
with the internet we have here.
absolutely. And I've mentioned from time to time about people moving here, just out of the blue, and I kid saying they must be part of the witness protection program, but I know they're not. And I mean, there's a lady that moved here that worked in a museum in Savannah, Georgia, and I mean, we're 400 miles from there,
Mhm.
and she is actually still doing some work part time with them just on the internet here, and her daughter and son-in-law have moved up here with her. They both work from home,
Mhm.
and that was her first question was, "What about the internet?" When she had seen a piece of property in the house here that she was interested in, and so she called town hall and wanted to know about that. And I said, can't do any better than this. And she's just been real excited about being here and has offered to help out buying things for kids for Christmas, and just getting involved and wanting to help out.
And let's go a little further because she's here. She's also a lower cost of living.
Yes,
And she probably sold wherever she was living at in Savannah and made a profit, moved here,
yes,
spent a lot less.
absolutely. And our property taxes are comparatively low to nearly anywhere else in the world, uh, especially in the United States. And it's just a great place to be. Not very many help wanted signs up, and
I've not
it,
seen any.
it's not because business is not good. Business is great, but people here will work. I mean, they've grown up, having to work in a chicken house or in the
Mm-hmm.
yard or do something. I mean, everybody still, uh, you know, most everybody still parents have a job of some kind.
You remember Jackie Mayfield?
Yes, yeah,
Okay, so my job is I used to make jewelry and I sold it when I was a teenager, like 14 years. That's where John's Designs came from. I made those love beads from the 70s.
yeah,
You remember
yeah,
those? So I
sure.
made those and sold them at school. And so I used to clean house for Jackie. So that was just another job for me. And it was safe because I would walk from our house to Jackie's house on Fridays, clean her house, I babysit. So you have a lot of kids who were raised that way and they were hard workers and they're going to do a good job for you.
Yeah, I started cutting grass for other people when I was 14, and somebody had to carry me around with my lawnmower, and I did that till I finished high school, and by then I had about 25 yards I was keeping up,
Uh-huh.
you know, and I mean I wore out a lawnmower every year. Wasn't a riding mower either,
Good
but
plenty of exercise.
yeah, uh, but there's plenty of jobs. I mean, people will pay you to work in the chicken house or cut hay or load hay or uh, all kind of things.
Or work
And
remote answering the phone. I know someone
absolutely,
who actually right here in Geraldine, and she takes customer service calls from it's one of the big box stores, either Lowe's or I think it's Home Depot. And that's what she does. She makes a living right here.
yeah,
She has great internet service, and so she's able to do that.
yeah. And uh, again, our and you know, I mean, keep talking about lower prices and lower things, uh, but that doesn't keep us from providing great services.
Mhm.
Um, I mean, we're all time doing upgrades in our park, building a new ball field now. We put new lights on high school baseball and softball fields that are in our park. Uh, Last year, $280,000 uh, just for lights, but we do keep our roads paved real well here in town, and
And clean.
yeah, we
I've got to say, you come strolling through here, and you're going to see how clean it is.
and
My
you know,
grandmother must have raised everybody here.
I've probably told you this about Coach Jamie Gilbert here. Tells this story a lot about riding down the road with my brother Martin. I mean, this is 40 years ago or something, but he Jamie Gilbert opened a gum wrapper or something and just tossed it out the window. He said, I almost killed him when my brother slammed on the brakes, pulled off on the side of the road, made him get out and go pick it up out of the
Oh my
road.
goodness.
But he said, I had never done
We
it since then.
care.
Yeah,
We care. We
yeah,
care what it looks like here. A lot of you live in some of the big towns and the big cities, and maybe you have a park local by, and you're afraid to go because it's dangerous. You wouldn't have to be afraid to go to the park here.
no, and
Somebody's mama's going to get you if
yeah,
you mess with somebody here.
and we put new lights up in the park 3 or 4 years ago around the walking track, especially,
Good exercise.
uh, and especially in the summertime, we have people walking late at night. But I mean,
Mhm.
the lights are dusted on, and they, of course,
Well,
they
when it's so
stay on.
hot outside, I'd rather walk at night.
Sure, yeah,
Not so hot.
and but it's a good, safe place. And but speaking of the park, we did something a little different this year at Christmas, and did a Christmas in the park, and uh, let businesses, churches, individuals put a Christmas tree around the walking track, decorate it. We added some plugs to, you know, have that accessible. And, I was hoping we'd get 8 or 10, maybe being the first year. And we had like 37. And,
Good.
we had about all that we had places to plug in.
Uh-huh.
And our clerk, Donna Johnson, made signs to put up, said, well, there was one for Geraldine Parts, and there was one for a photography place, and several of the churches did one. The senior center did one. Got a great senior center. It's right at the park, and uh, you don't have to be very old to go to the senior center. Man, I'm way past that. I think maybe they like
I'm
for you to
way
be
past it too, but
they
I
like for you
love
to be
hanging.
60, but and they provide a meal at lunchtime. It's free. They ask for donations if you're
Mhm.
able to. Uh, have people come and they put together puzzles and they have games and bingo and they have
Quilting and all that stuff
quilting.
is
Have uh,
crowd.
some of the churches come and once a week or something and sing and
Mhm.
have events there. And the senior center is also available to rent for
Mhm.
class reunions, family reunions, things like that,
Mhm.
events. And like I say, it's right there at the park. But we had a great turnout for our parade. First parade we've done at night. Had been some requests for that for a while, and so we did a night parade. Uh, had a little rain show up, scheduled for 6:30, and usually ride the Grand Marshals in a convertible.
Mhm.
Uh, didn't
We
didn't
made
look
them
like
do
that was
that.
going to be able to do that. We talked about, I mean, it got right up to 5 o'clock. By 5 o'clock, you're going to have to make a call
Mhm.
about what you're going to do. Bands were there. Our band, Crossville High School's band, came and looked at the radar, and talked to the National Weather Center, and looked like might have a little opening about 8 o'clock. So we just got word out we're going to delay it just till 8 o'clock, and I was just amazed at the number of people lining the streets at 8 o'clock to watch the parade come by. One of the very best we've had. Farmers Telecommunications had a float in the parade with people dressed up as minions, and that they actually got the first place prize. We gave first, second, third place prizes for the floats. And I think it was $200, 150, and 100. And but it was a great float. And they had uh, snow blowing out, from the from their float, and it was and had people come into the park, had Santa at the park so we could people could have pictures made. Santa and had him a dry place because it pretty soon after the parade was over, it started back misting, sprinkling rain on and off. Uh, but our local coffee shop, Frothy Dog, Philip Dooley and his wife Charlotte came, and they've got a remote coffee trailer that they can do, and I'd ask them to come and give out coffee and hot chocolate. We'd pay them, and he said, "Well, let me work you up a price." And I said, "Philip, I know you're local here. Just give out coffee and hot chocolate. When we get through, give me a bill.
Mhm.
I know everything will be fine." And so they came, and uh, you know, in spite of the weather, like I say, we had a good turnout. It was over, and he said, "Well, we gave out 127 cups in all," and he said, "I'll work on the price for you." I thought 127 was a good turnout for us. I
Mhm.
mean, I figured we had at least 300 people there because a
Mhm.
lot of the kids didn't get anything. A lot of the adults didn't. There were churches and giving away cookies, and town gave away cookies. My daughter Kara baked. I was close to 200, I think. chocolate chip
No big
cookies.
deal for her. She's got a bunch of boys,
Yeah,
so
yeah. Raised four boys, so I mean,
no
that's
biggie.
but I mean, she even put them in two to a Ziploc bag
Oh
when
wow,
she
she
gave
really
them to
went
me.
out.
Yeah, like, she's great. But anyway, so uh, after Philip had called and said he gave out 127, then about 5 minutes later he calls back and he said, "I tell you what," he said, "we're just going to donate this to the town, not charge you anything. We appreciate being able to be here and have our business here, and so that's the kind of people we have here in town. And but like I say, business is good. The hardware store is expanding. I mean, adding on. I mean, more than 1,000 square feet.
Mhm.
It's pretty good add on. We'll sell appliances there, and maybe another little surprise or two. We'll find out later. Not sure, but DC Equipment, our biggest employer in town, that's manufacturing, makes equipment for chicken houses, mainly
Mhm.
chicken processing plants all over, at least all over the United States and
Mhm.
probably beyond that. But they've just built a huge addition to their place, and it's at least the third edition that they've built
Mhm.
uh, here, and they're
You know,
real
Philip
good.
Gillen, who's with the Cowboy
Yeah,
Church, his
yeah,
son.
it's his son. Yeah,
Yeah.
Joey. Yeah, is the owner of that, and but you know, just just great people, and once I met Philip, I understood why
You
Joey's a
get
good
it.
person. You know, yeah.
You know, they've been huge to help in this town
Oh,
too.
they've been great. I
All
mean,
kinds of events.
every event we have in town, Cowboy Church is here, and they uh, get there early and set up, and I mean, they cook, uh, like peach cobbler and stuff like that in the big iron wash pots,
Yeah.
and I'm telling you what now,
Chili and
yeah,
just all kinds of good
yeah,
stuff. I mean, they're really good, and they'll come and spend the night before, and cook. And it smells so good when you drive
it
up.
does. And we've got a great location there at the park to have that with a pavilion with the for the singing groups, and then of course we have a farmers market there in the
Hmm.
summertime, and have fresh vegetables and fruits and all kind of
All kinds of good
jams and
stuff on there.
jellies and all kind of things. And that's it's about the third year I guess that we've done that. It's going real well.
Yeah, that's something too that a lot of folks are leaving the big cities and that they want to be self-sufficient and do stuff, in a smaller town, maybe buy a little land.
Yeah,
And if you want to buy an acre, you can do that. If you want to buy 50 acres, you can
yeah.
do that as well.
And another one of the couples that got us calling, he said, "This is." He gave me his name. Said he's from Mississippi and been visiting some people in Gunnersville and riding around through the county. And knows we've got two or three state parks right here in our county and real close. And said, "We decided we want to live at Geraldine. Can you help me find some land?" I said, "Yeah, sure. How much you want?" He said, "Well, I've got horses and like to have a pretty good bit." Wound up buying a 135-acre farm, and his wife got a teaching job at school. She'd been a teacher in Mississippi, and they're in their mid 40s,
Hmm.
and just picked up and moved here, not knowing anybody, and it's been about a year and a half now, and their son had just graduated from high school. Couldn't believe they were moving to a hick place like this. Now he's ready to move
I
here.
was going to
it
say, I bet that was
didn't,
short lived.
yeah, it didn't take long.
But there's so many reasons you would want to move. I mean, it's okay. You're in the South. First of all, we know how to speak to you, you know,
That's right.
and we look out after you too. Almost every show I mention, Roger and Mary across the street from us, they are fantastic folks. And, the kind of people that, if you're going on a trip, sometimes Phil and I have to take some business
Yeah,
trips. And so they'll look out after everything, make sure everything's okay. And Mary will say, "Can I feed the dogs? Can I
yeah.
feed the chickens? Can I, and she's just so
Put
sweet.
your garbage out, take it in.
Oh,
You know,
yeah.
I mean, just
I know that's what got me the first time we went somewhere. I said, "What happened to our garbage can?" And because we just first thing you'll
Yeah,
see, I remember we put it out, and so later I saw, oh, somebody took it back here, and then Mary came out to make sure we were okay, and she said, I didn't want to look at your trash
yeah,
can, so I moved it back for you. And I said, wow, thank you. We're a little off the road, so that was an exercise for her to
yeah,
do that.
yeah. And the summertime you might come back and somebody's cut your grass. You know,
I may try that,
yeah, yeah.
but truly, I mean, it's a good place, and the schools are fantastic.
They are. You know, I, I people ask me why do you want to be the mayor? Because it's not a real high paying job, but they told me how much the pay was before I applied, so I don't fuss about that. Uh, but my grandkids are the fifth generation of my family to go to
Mhm.
school here. My grandparents graduated almost 100 years ago, and here, and but a lot of former students here are now teachers here
Mhm.
that stay here and or bus drivers here, work in the lunchroom here, and uh, just want school to be better. Our principal went to school here. His dad was principal here, and
Mhm.
uh, his mom was a teacher, and just always been in education. And he cares about the kids, and but I was a little bit surprised when our uh, English teacher resigned at Christmas. She had just moved here, had been teaching in Tuscaloosa,
Mhm.
had been teaching sixth grade, I think, and came here, had some relatives here, and so she and her husband moved here, and she was teaching 10th and 12th grade English, and it was just a little different from sixth graders, and she decided that just wasn't the thing for her, and so she resigned, and they got to looking around for a teacher to teach the second semester, and uh, lo and behold, my wife jumped in there after
Carefree.
being
You're supposed to be retired.
been retired for 9 years, but she
She
taught
just like Phil, those two will never retire.
she taught 10th and 12th grade English for 30 years, and that's what they were needing. And our youngest grandson's in 10th grade, and she said, "I want to make sure Ethan has a good teacher."
Oh boy, Ethan, you're in for it.
And
If you're going to make an
I've
example
warned
out of
him.
Ethan,
I've warned him. Don't expect it to be easier on you. It'll be harder
it will
on
be
you.
because you'll be an example to the others.
Yeah,
Hmm.
because she knows where you live and who your mama is, which is our daughter.
Uh-huh.
But and of course, I mean, we know a lot of the other kids and who their parents are too.
Um,
But and that's one of the things that makes it continue to be a good school is parent involvement,
I mean,
and
big time.
if there is a problem, you know the parents get involved and usually get it straightened out.
Best way to do it. 'Cause
Yep.
you remember my son is no, he went to Oxford High School and later went to Trinity Christian Academy.
Yeah.
And so the teacher called one day and said, I caught him. Well, I didn't take up for him. So I know, hey, he's like the class clown.
Yeah.
And so I said, what did he do? And she said, he's throwing his voice as a ventriloquist. For a year, she thought a
Yeah.
dog and cat was fighting
Yeah.
outside the window. And it wasn't a dog or a cat, it was my son disrupting the class. So he comes, I said, don't you worry about that. I'll handle him. She's, oh, he's a good boy now. I don't think he does. And she started taking, I said, no, he doesn't need that like that in school. So he comes in from class or from school. And I said, your teacher just called. And he goes, what'd she say? And I said, you tell me what she said. And he did. All it took was me going up there. And I said, now we'll come and embarrass you and stare at the back of your head if you
Yeah.
do this again. He did it again a couple more times. But anyway, you're talking about parent involvement here, and it takes that.
Yeah. It does, and just the word class clown reminds me of my grandson Patrick. I mean,
Some people, they
some
never
people.
learn, do they?
No, I saw a video the other day of a guy in a grocery store, and there was this nice looking young lady over there. So he goes over and gets a bouquet of flowers and takes it over there and gives it to her. And said, just I noticed couldn't help but see, nice looking, and here's you some flowers, and he walks off. Of course, he didn't buy the flowers; he just picked them up over there, out of the thing. I thought that's just exactly what
That would have been
Patrick
rad.
would have done.
Yeah.
He's married now in the Marines and has a son. Wouldn't do it now, but that would have been something he would have
Uh-huh.
done before.
Or stealing little girls' ribbons from their hair. I don't know why
Yeah.
Brad would do
Uh,
that. He would come in from school, there'd be a backpack just full of little girls' ribbons he'd take out of their hair. There'd even be some hair in it,
yeah.
So anyway, it's just the way they are. But as far as bad stuff, I mean,
Yeah.
we got a guest.
Speaking of getting ribbons out of little girls' hair, uh, I'm fortunate to have my granddaughter with me, spending a few days here during the break, and I'll let her tell you who she is and where she goes to school, a little bit about what she does.
I go to school at Huntsville, Alabama. I'm in Challenger Middle School. I'm looking forward to being a veterinarian.
Wow, that's cool.
And your name is.
My name is Nyla Day McNeese.
And what about some of your after school activities?
My after school activities is like I like to hang out with my friend. Her name's Mirsa, and she's really nice. We hang out a lot and talk a lot. Um, my favorite subject is either math or reading. Reading is really good for you in schools, really important for you, and you should learn things at school instead of playing on your phone all day.
What advice do you have, kids? You just mentioned one, and that's, don't play on your phone all day, but really sit there and listen. Do you need plenty of rest before you go to school? Maybe don't stay up all night.
Yes, you do.
And then what about your taekwondo?
I take Taerock, and what that is, it's a sport where you do sparring, you do testing to level up a new belt, board breaking.
And one of the big topics and things they talk about in taekwondo is discipline, isn't it?
Yes.
So you learn to discipline yourself in that, and so what is your belt classification now?
I'm a third degree at level 3 black belt, and there's 15 levels.
Yeah, and then also auditioned for and got in a community choir.
I'm in choir in middle school, and we just won our concert a weeks ago at Trinity, and we got first place and got many medals.
And what was your favorite number in that?
My favorite number was probably Cirandero. It's not English, it's Portuguese, and
Mm,
it's 11 pages long.
wow.
Oh, wow. Lots of study there.
And so you like animals? Is that the reason you want to be a veterinarian?
The reason why I want to be a veterinarian is because I like animals and I want to get a good degree in whatever university I'm going to go to. I don't know if it's going to be Auburn or Alabama. It doesn't really matter to me as long as I get a good education.
She's given a hint is the shirt she has on. Well, thank you so much for being on. We're going to
Yeah.
have to go into a commercial break. Yeah, I mean, this is just perfect timing. But before you go, let's do talk with kids about staying in school. Why is that so important?
It's important because if you don't get a good degree, then you're not going to know anything when you be a grown up. And if you don't know anything, then you can't get a job or do what you want to do.
Now, what are some things I know your school probably talks with you about going on job interviews? Right now, what would you say you should not do on a job interview? This, and we're talking to grown-ups here as well.
You sh- for job interviews, you should not um talk crazy, and you shouldn't like not listen to them or just be like it doesn't matter.
That's right. You got to show a lot of interest. Should I bring my cell phone in?
No,
Should I chew chewing gum?
no.
Those are some things I just can't do. job interview because it would show I didn't have interest in the company, you think?
Yeah.
And things have changed obviously a whole lot since I was a kid. But one thing now that I know a lot of employers do after they interview somebody, they go and look at their Facebook page,
Ooh, that
and
gets a lot of people in
and they want
trouble.
to see positive things on there and
Uh-huh,
not negative things.
uh-huh. And
And
another thing, do you think you should talk about your boss really bad on your Facebook page? Do you think that that would be a good idea?
No.
I
Because
know people have done that
he or
and lost their
she
jobs.
yeah,
he or she will read it and you'll get fired.
Oh, they will. Or somebody will tell on them. They
yeah,
say, hey, guess what was written about you on Facebook? So you got to be super, super careful. And the pictures you take, that's important too, you think?
Yes.
Absolutely. Well, let's go ahead and cut into a commercial break, and we're going to be right back in just a few minutes. Maybe you can come back and sit in the hot seat one more time before the end of the show. We'll be right back. Get away from it all and get refreshed at our Treehouse Cottages. You will enjoy the memorable getaway with a beautiful interior, a charming outdoor space, and a prime location atop Miracle Pottery and near DeSoto Falls Trail, Little River Canyon, and Rock City. Our cottages are nestled along the foothills of Lookout Mountain, and the property features unparalleled natural beauty. Upon arrival, you'll immediately be drawn to the wet weather springs cascading under the cottage. Enter the home and you'll find that the breathtaking beauty of the exterior continues inside. Discover the hidden gems of Lookout Mountain from Spencer's Treehouse Cottage, a one-bedroom, one-bathroom vacation rental cottage. Night owls will appreciate the glow of the moon streaming through the windows, while early risers will love the early morning sunshine. Go to miraclepottery.com for more info. You can also call us at 256-635-6863. But you know something? Let Rhonda at Rhonda's Elite Tax LLC take the burden off you for all your tax needs. I know because Rhonda has been taking care of my business since 2013. I feel Rhonda works for me because she knows the direct questions to ask to better benefit my unique business in order for me to get back the biggest refund possible. Rhonda is an ongoing student, and she knows tax laws are in a constant change every year. Call 256-281-9903 for an appointment to take the dread out of getting your taxes done. Rhonda is located at 11968 U.S. Highway 431 in Boaz. Again, that number is 256-281-9903. And let Rhonda's Elite Tax LLC champion your personal and business taxes. At Liberty Bank, we're all about community, whether it's to help with a charity fundraiser or help families in need. Toys at Christmas or a local football team, we're here for you. You see, we realize the importance of family. Sometimes it's to build a new home or necessary home repairs. We're here for you. If you like the feel of a small town bank with all the conveniences of a big city bank, we're here to serve you. You will find us at any of our convenient locations in DeKalb, Marshall, Etowah, and Blount counties in North Alabama. You can call and speak with any of our friendly staff at 256-659-2175 or check us out on the web at libertybankal.com. And thank you for your support of our community. Member FDIC Equal Housing Lender. The only place I buy my beef is Lone Tree Ranch in Collinsville, Alabama. Their cattle is born and raised on their ranch, grass and grain fed, and you can feel confident when you serve your family and friends because their beef is all natural and no antibiotics or hormones are added. You can buy whole beef or perhaps go in with family or friends and buy half. Their customer service is number one as they take care of the delivery to their local processor and can deliver to your home for a small added fee. They also offer herd replacement heifers. I always call Lone Tree Ranch in Collinsville, Alabama for my beef specialty recipes and cookouts, and you can too. Food shortages are increasing, so buy local by calling 256 523 6462. That's 256 523 6462. Twin City Used Car Sales has been serving drivers in the Northeast Alabama area for years with a quality selection of late model used cars, SUVs, and pickup trucks. On top of our extensive selection and competitive prices, we offer professional auto financing services for used car buyers of all credit levels. Whether you've just begun your search or you're ready to secure your next vehicle, at Twin City Used Car Sales, you will drive away with the vehicle of your dreams. The sales and finance staff at Twin City Used Car Sales look forward to serving you. And you can apply for financing online before your visit to our used dealership in Fort Payne and Gadsden, Alabama. Check us out on the web at twincityusedcars.com or go by the locations in Fort Payne and Gadsden. We sincerely look forward to serving you. Patterson's Music and Jewelry is a full-line music store offering guitar repair, setup and sound installation equipment, as well as instrument rentals and new and used guitars and amps. We offer jewelry at affordable prices and jewelry repair, watch batteries and link removal, and we offer personalized jewelry such as fingerprint, mother's rings, and pendants. Shop in historic downtown Fort Payne on Galt Avenue. Hours are 9 to 5 Monday through Friday and 9 to 2 on Saturday. Call 256-845-4115. That's 256-845-4115. And thank you for trusting Patterson's Music and Jewelry. Okay, we are back. My name is Donna Thiesel, and I'm your host of Afternoon Drive Home. Thank you so much for watching every day, Monday through Friday from 1 to 3 p.m. Central, as I get to ride home with you in the afternoon. Our mayor had to leave. You know how it is with the mayor. They are busy, so he had to go ahead and leave us just for a little while, but he will be back. So, but let me go on ahead and talk about a few things that are happening in this area. In Geraldine, Alabama, why would I move to a small town? Well, I'm going to tell you why you want to move to a small town. Moving to a small town is going to provide you with a lower cost of living. You know, we got that going on. And not only that, a lower cost of living, but just a friendly atmosphere, you know, where the neighbors help neighbors. And that's another thing that it's all about as well. I'm going to go on their Facebook page. Now, you can go on ahead and type in Geraldine, the town of Geraldine, Alabama, Geraldine, Alabama. And here we go. I was looking for it right here. And by the way, we have a town clerk who is absolutely awesome. Her name is Donna as well, Donna Johnson. And she is great to make sure that things are aligned and everything is all together. And she's also given us a listing, and that's something else you can always depend on too. Any closings that happen, maybe because of holidays. When we have rough weather, she's always talking about, like right here, Donna had jotted down here, DeKalb County, Alabama Homeland Security Emergency Management Agency. And this is a list of roads that were closed. That's always something really you need to know about, you know, when we have rough weather. The thing about living in Alabama, and most for the South in a whole, the thing about living in the South is you can actually experience 4 of the seasons in one day. So what we may wake up to a really nice day may turn into clouds, may turn into ice. It has happened before. But anyway, they keep us alert on all these things. And basically, the DeKalb County Homeland Security Emergency Management Agency is really, really awesome. And they're usually right on target. Now, you can't always have it perfect, but anyway, they're usually right on target. And they were telling us we had some pretty rough day. It was Christmas Eve, right before Christmas, and residents of DeKalb County should expect 30-minute rolling blackouts today. What they were talking about was the electricity, and that was really neat to know because a bunch of us were cooking, making pies and that kind of thing too. And also, any events that come up. Like we had this 12 days of holiday giving, and that was with the DeKalb Tourism Department. Um, and by the way, if you want to know about this community, come to some of the events we have in place. You'll be able to meet employers. If you're an employee, you'll be able to find a job that way. Sometimes they just, right on it. You can get a job absolutely that day. And also, there was a basketball finals. I want to talk about this for a second. And this is the Sand Mountain Tournament. Tip off scheduled for 8 o'clock. We were talking about that. They're telling them to arrive, get there just a little bit ahead of time. And so it was a blowout with Sylvania. And also, I wanted to mention a big thank you for the town of Geraldine. And this is from the Northeast Alabama Human Trafficking Task. And this is how our town actually helps the entire county and actually the whole Southeast. So this is from Northeast Alabama Human Trafficking Task Management. And so it was a big thank you to the beautiful town of Geraldine and the wonderful mayor, Chuck Abels, for a proclamation declaring January is Human Trafficking Awareness Month. Thank you for being so intentional and committed to keeping Geraldine safe and to end human trafficking. So Wednesday, January the 11th is National Go Blue Day. Get your alert shirt order with design in by December the 27th. And then you can pay with PayPal, Venmo if you want to do that. You can use the Geraldine, use the code Geraldine, and that's Geraldine, when you are ordering. Okay, let's see. Santa just actually came to Geraldine. And yeah, that was a lot of fun with all the kids too. We were talking with our mayor about that. And what he did is he went to a local business in the area. Santa always makes a stop by Geraldine, Alabama. So that's for you kiddos out there, and you want to nudge your parents to move down here. And then also there was an alert. We had some stormy weather, and several Christmas trees had fallen over in the park, and they went on ahead and got that fixed ASAP. Yeah, people were just all over that to make sure that that was handled. And and you're always able to call the town hall with any questions that you might have as well. And now I wanted to mention this, the family of Jace Paul Davidson, honoring him and his gift of life in the town of Geraldine, Alabama. It's a beautiful way to honor Melissa Davidson's son. So there was a beautiful, beautiful dedication in the community about that. Because we care about life, absolutely do. Did you know that the Grinch was actually came by? Yeah, First Baptist Church in Geraldine as well, and it was right before Christmas, and that was a good thing. And also, honorable mention, the Geraldine Bulldogs were all proud of our football team. And we're all over that as well. And so the honorable mention was for Austin Banks, number 1, number 14, Drew Freeman, number 15, Marcio Calderon, and number 54, Colin Willis, and number 70, Will Jones, the all county honorable mention. Yeah, we take care of our folks. We sure do. Also, the linebacker, number 8, Kobe Hill. That was another honorable mention as well. Also, all DeKalb County quarterback, and that was number 4, Jason Colvin, honorable mention. And also, all DeKalb County defensive line, number 26, Joe Garcia. I know some of you talent scouts are out there and you're thinking about, oh, who can play on our college football team? We got them right here in Geraldine. We grow them here. They know how to do it. All DeKalb County defensive line, number 73, and that's JC Cook. And also all county wide receiver, and that is number 2, Cody Satterfield. And all DeKalb County linebacker, which is number 7, Caleb Hall. And offensive line, JC Cook. We talked about that just a little bit earlier today. I wanted to talk about our volunteer fire department. They're awesome as well. I want to thank you so much for the fire hose flag that Sam Anello made for us. It looks amazing and it's a perfect fit. Thanks again. And it is a beautiful flag. I'm going to hold it up here so you can see it. This is the Facebook page. Look at that flag. Isn't that amazing? Absolutely is. We're going to a commercial break in just a minute, but I wanted to go on ahead and mention the 15 years. And this is in my 15 years, not my 15 years, but this is the author. With the fire department, we've never had a Christmas dinner to bring everyone together for fellowship. So when it came to chief, it was one of the things I wanted to start. And this is from the chief. It took me way back to long. It took me long way back to make it happen, but they actually made it happen. Unfortunately, his family were sick and they were not able to attend. But a lot of people stepped up for the job to make it happen. With COVID and with the flu and things like that, it happened. Sometimes, and this is by Chief Cunningham, by the way. Sometimes things just can't happen because of sickness. And so they were able to take the dog and go ahead and run with that as well. Okay, let's see. I wanted to also mention Debbie Nichols Andrews, and I've interviewed her here as well. And she is with Operation Christmas Child. Wow, what an awesome event that's been. All the churches here were in organization together to make this happen. I haven't heard a head count yet on how many boxes they actually wound up with, but that was pretty awesome as well. And pictures of the Christmas parade. We've talked with all of, with our mayor, Chuck Abels, about, the Christmas season and what happened. But you can go to our Facebook page and you'll see where it had to be delayed. Everybody's up on the Facebook page. We always want to check everything out and make sure everything is cool and any announcements that may have. Before I go into a break, I did want to mention this, and that's the Geraldine High School cheerleaders as they compete in the state cheer competition at the Birmingham Complex. And so they were in competition there and always do a phenomenal job. Absolutely. Okay, let's go ahead and cut into a commercial break, and I'm going to be right back with you in just a few minutes. Twin City Used Car Sales has been serving drivers in the Northeast Alabama area for years with a quality selection of late model used cars, SUVs, and pickup trucks. On top of our extensive selection and competitive prices, we offer professional auto financing services for used car buyers of all credit levels. Whether you've just begun your search or you're ready to secure your next vehicle, at Twin City Used Car Sales, you will drive away with the vehicle of your dreams. The sales and finance staff at Twin City Used Car Sales look forward to serving you. And you can apply for financing online before your visit to our used dealership in Fort Payne and Gadsden, Alabama. Check us out on the web at twincityusedcars.com or go by the locations in Fort Payne and Gadsden. We sincerely look forward to serving you.
I'm Mike Lindell, and my employees and I want to thank each and every one of you for your continued support. With everything going on right now, your rest is so important. That's why we're having the biggest My Pillow sale ever. Not only are my bed pillows as low as $19.98, but you can get the best body pillows ever. Regular $89.98, now only $29.98. Take your rest on the go with our Roll and Go Anywhere My Pillows for only $14.98. And we have our new couch and accent pillows. They aren't just for looks. They have My Pillow's patented adjustable fill that gives you that amazing My Pillow comfort. In this economy, you get the best gifts ever for the best prices ever. So go to mypillow.com or call the number on your screen. Use your promo code and you get deep discounts on body, couch, bolster pillows, and so much more, including my original bed pillows for as low as $19.98. Please order now while quantities last.
The Hatter Cafe and Country Inn is nestled in the northeast corner of Alabama the Beautiful in the delightful town of Mentone. We're located on top of scenic Lookout Mountain near Little River and DeSoto State Park and located only 5 minutes from shopping and restaurants. There is also a nearby community walking path and golf course. We welcome everyone through the doors and we are committed to outstanding service for all guests. At the Hatter Cafe and Country Inn, we invite people from all walks of life to come and get away from it all, enjoy the open spaces, treetop views, fresh, clean air, and experience Southern hospitality at its finest. We look forward to hosting you. To reserve a special event, or if you would love a special getaway at the Country Inn, you can call us at 256-634-2018. We're back. Good afternoon. My name is Donna Fiesel, and I'm your host of Afternoon Drive On IC Radio, your source for news and entertainment. You can also find us on television, channel 182 on Charter Communications, as well as Abundance TV, found on Roku, Apple TV, and Amazon Fire. Guess as a mayor had to leave, had an emergency he had to attend. That's what happens when you're the mayor. But he'll be back talking with us pretty soon. And we always appreciate him coming on the show with us. It was great to meet Nyla and his granddaughter. So she was a really sweet lady too. And so I wanted to talk to you about winterization tips. And this is for energy savings. You know, it's been cold. We've had right before Christmas, in the one digits, overnight. And this is a magazine we have. We're proud to have it. It's called the Alabama Living Magazine. And we really do appreciate this magazine we receive every month. But this is tips for energy savings. So, how can I keep my home warm while saving on my electric bill at the same time? Boy, isn't that a hot loaded question right there? Winterizing is an important step to keep your home cozy and your bills low. Now, these tried and true methods will ensure your home's going to be sealed tight. And then I'm going to have a few more tips too. Phil and I bought the old farmhouse. This used to be my grandparents' house with the 38 acres of land to it. And so we're having the time of our lives getting everything all straightened up and winterized again. When a house sits vacant, little things happen. So anyway, a few tips. The number one tip they're giving right now is insulating your pipes and your water heater. And yeah, you betcha. This is very necessary. You don't want to wake up with no water to find out that the pipes burst. Okay, and that can happen. So you can raise the water temperature inside your home's water heater by 2 to 4 degrees by insulating, according to the U.S. Department of Energy. And the insulating allows you to turn the heat on your water saver and turn it down on your water saver, saving money and saving energy all at the same time. Now start by insulating the pipes coming out of your water heater. If you have gas water heater, keep the pipe insulation at least 6 inches away from the flue. Insulate hot and cold water lines. Now the latter can prevent condensation and freezing pipes. Insulating your water heater can save you 7 to 16% on water heating cost. Now, this is for anybody who's watching this show right now, not just Geraldine, Alabama, but all over the country. Insulation kits are available at hardware stores. Don't obstruct the pressure valve, though, because thermostats or your access valve. So it needs to be just around it. And I'll show you on the magazine. That shows a guy right here. I hope you can see it with his water heater. So he has the insulation and he's just putting around it. Again, don't obstruct the pressure valve, relief valve, the thermostats, or the access valves. Okay, that's real important. Okay, air sealing. Okay, air sealing insulation and insulation are a great combination for minimizing home energy use. Insulation is kind of like a warm sweater for your home. And air sealing is the wind breaker. All the cracks and gaps and holes in a typical home can be like having a window open all year round. Air sealing eliminates those leaks, and it can be done as a do-it-yourself project or by a professional. Window sealing and improvements. Now, windows can be a source of drafts and wasted energy, so close your windows tightly. Weather stripping, you can add that around the windows to prevent warm air from escaping your home, and then caulk those gaps where the window trim meets the wall in the window frame. Add curtains to make the room feel warmer. Storm windows are a lower cost option for upgrading single pane windows, and they're available with it's a kind of like a light coating, which insulates better, and they're available for installation either from the inside or outside of the windows. You can buy that in sheets. I've seen something available that you can actually paint on there too. It'd be harder to take off though if you wanted to take it off a little bit later. And also, speaking of the drafts and things and curtains, talking about that just a minute ago, you can buy those thick curtains, and people buy those. Maybe they work third shift and they want to be able to sleep throughout the day, and they're really, really thick curtains. You can put those on your wall. That also helps serve in insulation, because some old houses have old windows in them. Okay, fireplace dampers. And so the author of this article, again, this is from Alabama Living Co-op. You can find this on the website as well. Fireplace dampers. When I was little, my dad told me it was too cold to have a fire. I remember thinking that made no sense. But he was right. Let's find out what this is about. We had an open wood burning fireplace, not a wood stove. A fireplace can draw the warm air out of the house, cooling it down or causing your heating system to use more energy. Now, your fireplace adds an ambiance to your home, but it doesn't necessarily affect it heating it. Yeah, that makes sense. So if you have a wood burning fireplace, close the damper when your fire is extinguished. And then what you want to do is open the damper in the winter. This is an easy exit for the air that you paid to heat. Adding tempered glass doors to a wood burning fireplace can also create an extra buffer between the cold outside and the cozy living space. Some gas heaters require a damper to remain permanently open so the gas can vent out of the home. Check the specifications of your unit to ensure safe operation. If you got an old dinosaur like we had here, which was good during its day, but now you can find things that are much more efficient as far as paying those bills. Best practices for closing off parts of a home. Let's kind of get down to the brass tacks on that for a minute. I'm looking to see what time it is. Make sure I got time. Through the years, I've heard a lot of debate about closing off rooms or parts of the home to save energy. I remember we used to do that as a kid growing up. We'd be closing off rooms we weren't using. Let's see if that's a good idea. Best practices come down to the type of heat source. If you have a zonal heating system where individual areas are controlled separately, you can close the doors and only heat the areas you use. Examples of zonal systems are like wall heaters, baseboard heat, hydronic, radiant heat, radiators, ductless heat pumps, also called mini splits. Now, keep areas with plumbing or water lines warm enough so that the pipes don't freeze. You're going to wind up spending a whole lot more if you have frozen pipes. If you have a central forced air heating system, leave the doors open to all the heating areas. Closing doors and or register dampens forces the system to work harder, uses more energy, and can shorten the life of heating equipment. Okay, check your filters. That's something that we do on like a regular basis here. Maintaining a clean filter in the furnace is one of the best ways to keep it running efficiently and prevent costly repairs. Now, you need to check your furnace or ductless heat pump filter monthly during peak heating seasons. That's true. Absolutely. Okay, I've got something else I wanted to mention to you. We got a little bit of time. Stay motivated and healthy during the winter months. So let's talk about this really quick. When the temperature drops, it becomes more difficult to maintain your motivation to keep moving, stay alive. Health Med offers some tips to help you with that. Okay, look into vitamin D. Now, the sunshine vitamin helps keep you strong both mentally and physically. Of course, the easiest source is from the sun, so get outside when you can. Now, regular exercise helps to strengthen your immune system. You can get the winter blues, and that's no joke. Okay, exercise helps our body release energies to help reduce anxiety and depression. And this is something we all have to work on, especially with the holidays. We've just had Thanksgiving and Christmas, and all those great foods are being cooked. So avoid winter weight gain. With a lot of holiday comfort food around, it's really easy to lose focus on eating healthily. Thank you so much for watching Afternoon Drive Home and The Edge. We definitely appreciate you listening. We're on air Monday through Friday from 1 to 3 p.m. Central. You can find us on the radio. Download our app by going to the website, and that website is icradio.media. Watch us on television, channel 182 on Charter Communications, as well as Abundant TV, which is found on Roku, Apple TV, and Amazon Fire. Again, you're so special. Thank you so much for watching. Now you could be doing anything else, but you're watching us right now. Wanted to thank the mayor for being on the show with us today. He had a little emergency he had to take as called being a mayor. So things like that are unavoidable, and things like that do happen. And also, it was so great to meet his granddaughter, Nyla. And it was great to have her. I'm glad she got on when she did. You take care, and I will be seeing you a little bit later with the next awesome, super awesome guest.